Right, this is Hartsmere everyone. I'm basically fishing over on D Lake. Come for a walk around with the baby and missus earlier and had a look around here, and there's some fish taken on the surface. Well, they weren't taken on the surface, we saw them. I've got to put some of my camera stuff away. I've got my hat over my camera at a second just to protect it. We come round here and there was some fish milling about, and these lilies are ever so spooky. When we even had a quick close look at them, they moved out straight away, obviously the baby and that jumping about. Hopefully you can see just to the side there are a few fish taken. So what I've done, they went to sleep for a little while, so I reeled in my bottom rods and then come around, stuck some floaters out, just kept feeding for quite a while, so hopefully be able to get their confidence up and try and nick one. Right, I haven't put any mixers in for quite a while. I don't know how they're going to respond. I'm going to try a single just for a little bit, and then I'm going to flick some more floaters out if I can't catch anything. Well, I'm mouthing it now, I'm going to give it a go. Just real quickly, I've just got a 3-line pop up on there, just dipped in a glug. Just going to flick it out and see how we get on. Weather's quite horrible, but I'm sick of sitting in the bivvy and hopefully we'll catch one. As you can see just to the right of the shot there, fish have just come up and taken quite heavily. That normally spooks the fish, but they've been really taking quite confident prior to me casting the rod out, so I'm pretty confident as I get into position. The fish I had noticed even when I was feeding them before I cast out, they've been, well, I've been firing the stuff out in a catapult, so say 5 or 6 have been landing quite close to each other. I noticed that they would sort of come up and take one out of the patch and then move on. This is a tactic that the fish have found out to do on many lakes. I don't know if you just saw then as well. Fish just come up and took, as I was like reeling the hook bait into position. Fish are taken heavily to my left in the bay where a few mixes have sort of started to congregate. There's also fish feeding heavily in this bay on the bottom. Fish just come out of the water sort of directly opposite me, stuck its head out, went fizzing away. Like I said, when I first had a look round in this bay, the fish were actually on the bottom, just in the pads in close. See quite a lot of coloured water. That's what first attracted me to have a look down there. And then when I was having a look in close, I could see a few pads and that moving about. It's only sort of feeding the floaters that, the scent and the taste in the water has attracted them to the surface. The water temperature is very, very cold at the minute, but it seems to be a little bit milder day to day, so I think the upper layer is not so bad. Not much wind, little breeze in the air. But yeah, feeling pretty confident I'm going to get one. And I'm in. The fish only really just lipped the bait, but I took a chance on it. Sometimes you just nick them. I was thinking for a second that I was going to miss it because it was so hesitant picking the hook bait up, but yeah, fish on. Right, cracking up a double on the stalking. Not a massive carp, but a very pretty fish. I needed to get out and about, I've been sitting in the bivvy for 24 hours over on D Lake and not caught anything, so it was a great result. Result! Enjoyed that in the rain. Very good. Hopefully the sun will come out now. After catching that fish on the surface, I decided to go back to my swim, put my rods back out on the bottom and try and chill out a little bit, see if I could get them feeding there. It's funny how sometimes your fishing can go and how confidence can really play a part. So I'd sat in this swim for 24 hours and no fish, just been onto the other lake and caught one, come back and confidently got my rods back out, you know, sort of sitting there thinking, well, the fish were feeding over there, so there's a good chance now they'll be feeding here. Yeah, nice fight, nice fish on, you know, and obviously the first one is very important. I know I caught the one on the other lake, but this is where I was going to be fishing for a week, so I wanted the chance to catch them out my own swim, you know. Tactically, I've just been feeding the swim out in front there, mainly along that tree line. You can see that big willow opposite, putting quite a bit of bait on there. They do allow bait boats on this particular lake, so I've been putting the freebies out with a throwing stick, you know, really sort of spreading it out rather than trying to bait into a tight area. And obviously they're starting to get onto the bait because I wouldn't have caught this, but water's still very cold. As I said, we need some warm weather to really kick this lake off to its full potential. Not a massive carp, just a little bit over 20 pound 2 ounces. This fish actually looks like an old fish, an old original. It's always nice to get off the mark. Everyone loves catching their first fish, and that can give you the confidence to go on and catch more. The bait just popped out of his mouth. Hey. Not long after catching that carp, I had another run. And this one put up a great fight and turned out to be quite a nice two-tone looking fish. 1712.
Yeah, it's definite divide down the body, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got a beautiful head he has.
Two-tone. Yeah, it's a good fight, isn't it?
Yeah. Got some good fins on it.
One more for luck. The rise in air temperature has obviously started to kick the lake off. This cracking fish, 2712, had a really good fight off it. Was really impressed. It's a bit of a shame I didn't have the camera on for the fight because it was going pretty wild and close. Yeah, it's obviously the time as well on it. Yeah. You can see this. Just got my head torch shining on it. Absolutely cracking, immaculate 26 pound 12 common. Yeah, it's a shame we've had it at night. I'm not going to muck around and do any elaborate filming, but absolutely stunning creature. Great fight. Really pleased with it. Right, let's get it back. Chuffed as anything with that. Lovely. It seems like the fish are starting to come thick and fast now. The baiting tactic of spreading all over the area is obviously getting the fish moving and feeding on the bait, and yeah, the conditions are definitely coming right as well. The temperature's starting to warm up and getting a bit of action. Day 3 in the swim, and you know it's really started to kick off now. As you can see, the wind's coming from right to left, which is actually a southerly. The temperature's really starting to rise down to a t-shirt now, where I was in quite a thick hoodie and a coat and that before, and a drizzle. It seems like the oxygen levels in the lake must be fairly high because the fish are really fighting. You know, they're not massive carp, but they're quite good size, and you know, the more pressure I seem to put on the rod, the harder they seem to be fighting. So great sport, and you know, really getting into it now. Really enjoying the fishing now. The weather's come right, and having a good time. what I'm doing as soon as I put this fish back is getting the throwing stick out, getting more bait in the water, ready for the next take. Cracking little one, let's get it back. For my rigs I'm just using a very simple setup, so it's just a fluorocarbon hook link on there, 15 pound fluorocarbon, that's Corda IQ. Most of my in-tackle bits are Corda, so safe zone leader, just a 2.5 ounce Corda flat pair on there, and then you know, just real simple bottom bait tactics, no pop-ups, no balancing, nothing like that. And as you can see, the rod's away again. Some kind of international carper or something.
If Norfolk is classed as international, then yes.
Norfolk is classed as international, don't they? Say? Just wanted to say a little bit more about my tactics and how the week had actually gone. So just started off really slow, quite cold weather, and then it swung round into a southerly wind, which I've been watching the weather forecast a long time before we even went to the venue. I knew it was going to swing, so although it's difficult to start with, I anticipated that it was going to get better. You can probably see as well, I've gone from 3 rods down to 2 rods, and at some point down to 1. And this is a tactic that I've used on various lakes. And once you get the fish going and you get them on the bait, sometimes you're better off getting some rods out of the water. If you've got going spots, then you're better off concentrating on them spots rather than cutting the fish off, really, with having more lines out there. Right, this is the last ditch common for the week, number 18. Absolutely cracking fight, probably a little under 20 pound. Stunning fish, had a great week, really enjoyed myself. The weather to start off with wasn't brilliant, but you know, the sun's come out, temperature's risen, and the fish have played ball in the end. Right, let's get it back.